It's so weird. It's so weird. We're live. No countdowns. Hey, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Jordan, Michelle. What's exciting in your world today?
You know, I'm at work. What could be more exciting?
That's what I like to hear, Michelle.
That was the right answer.
That was the right answer, right?
Did Tom pay you off for that
You'll
one?
get your paycheck this week,
Yeah.
Michelle. There's for sure amount.
So,
And I'm still at home, not at work. So, because we can't, what we find is we can't all be in the same spot on this video program, or else it bogs down the internet. Because plus, I didn't feel like getting ready yet. Anyway, so what's going on? So we had an election yesterday. It's been a pretty chaotic.
Wait, what? What's happening?
Yeah, there was an election yesterday, Jordan. I don't know if you were paying attention or not. I know that you're working so hard. You're at the beach. I'm moving around a little bit, guys. Sorry. You're at so we had an election yesterday, and it's been pretty chaotic. We anticipated it would be. But what's the coolest thing about Maui and elections and all of that stuff? Can you give me an answer?
I mean, the beaches are still going to be here. The weather's still going to be great.
It's still going to be 82 degrees every day, no matter who's the president. Isn't that the coolest thing? And it's going to be the most amazing place to be in the world. So the whole point is, I think our electoral process is super, super important. But at the end of the day, we live in the most beautiful, amazing place in the world. And it matters, but we're still going to go on. I'm still going to sell real estate tomorrow. Jordan's still going to sell real estate tomorrow. Michelle's still going to help us do it. And that's what I love most about being here, is it is just an amazing place, and what a great place to hang out. So that's
speaking of which.
Yes, speaking of which.
So people probably wondering what the latest update on
Jordan, were you trying to get me out of the election mode? I like it. Thanks.
Yeah, I was like segue. Get them out of there. So a lot of visitors have been coming here. And we're definitely seeing more and more foot traffic, a lot of real estate on our end. I mean, we're finally busy again on the vacation rental side, which was dead for the last,
pandemic
time. So, I mean, what's the latest updates? I mean, what do we got?
Yeah. So what's cool is one of my clients just got here. He bought a rental condo months ago. I mean, like months and months ago. I connected with him online, found a great deal for them over in Maui, and they bought it. And it's just a spectacular unit. And they got a great, great deal on that unit. But they got here this past weekend, and they're just loving it. So we're going to hang out with them for dinner tonight. And they came from the Midwest. And so it's just neat to see it come into fruition and people buying. But what you were saying is we're now getting a ton of showings on our vacation rental inventory that we weren't getting before. In fact, I think, Michelle, you're going to be bailing pretty quick because you've got to go show a couple of the properties that are both vacation rentals that are in our inventory. And so, Michelle, how much activity have we started to see now since? Because you joined us before the market opened up, and you were thinking, hey, this is a cake job, man. The phone doesn't ring. Life is good.
And now my phone is blowing up, and I have to go actually head to my showing.
So it's pretty exciting to see all that. And I know I've got, I think, 3 sets of showings booked. I got showings today, showings on Friday, showings on Saturday for showing clients around that are in town. These folks are people that are actually moved here or want to move here full time. So a little different. And I just got a call or text from one of my other clients that just got his change orders. So he's moving into Maui. So I'll be showing them property in a couple of weeks. And so we've got a lot of activity in all different venues or market types. And, I think, Jordan, we always talk about, Maui isn't just residential. We have these sort of 2 or 3 different segments of our market that really act independently of the others. And so it's fascinating to see how that all interacts. And when you break it down, which we like to try to do, we break down the vacation rentals from the residential houses, from the residential condos. It's 3 dramatically different paths. So, Jordan, you were talking about your vacation rental listings. What's going on with them?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy increase in showings. I mean, in the last week or so. And it took, I think what happens usually when people come on vacation is a lot of times they're doing stuff in the beginning of their vacation, you know, they're going all around Maui, you know, like halfway through to like right towards the end, they're like, man, this would be really nice to get a place here. And that's really when people start to really get serious about it. And that's kind of what we're seeing is that, you know, we open on the 15th, you know, the week to the week after that till now is like really, people are really starting to hone in. So it's been interesting to see just the crazy increase of showings. You know, I've been out showing myself, and then also like the listings getting a bunch of activity. So yeah, so it's really cool. And then also, you know, if you didn't know, Tom posted his tips on travel. I actually met with a client who came in. He bought, this is kind of interesting because he bought right before the pandemic. He bought a beautiful condo out in Maui, Kai. We closed on it, and literally the pandemic happened a month after. So he had one guest. I was talking to him. He had one guest, and then he didn't have a guest after that, and he was fine. You know, he was okay. But the best part was that he was able to fly out. I sent him Tom's tips, which is great. He said that right now everything's a lot more streamlined. He was in and out of the airplane to the rental area in like half an hour. But he was like the second person that got this, you know, he actually got to stay in the condo. He bought sight unseen, you know, with my help. You know, I showed him the video, but he was like, man, and it was his first time here in Maui. He bought with it was him and his brothers and stuff like that. He said he loves Maui, and he was just like, he's from Minnesota, so right now it's starting to get a little chilly. So he had the best vacation ever. But yeah, he said that Tom's tips really helped and stuff. So Tom, if you wanna, I mean,
yeah. So you know, I flew to the mainland a week before the island opened back up with the intent of flying back. And you know, I wanted to go to my place there, but I wanted to be able to document everything, and it's really been helpful. I've had so many people that have reached out to me that flew out and got here and said, wow, your tips really, you know, not that it's the, you know, all end all be all, but it put them in a frame of mind so they knew what to expect, and it really helped them. They said it was so nice because they knew what to expect, and it was not as stressful, which I didn't think about that. I was just trying to say, hey, how can I get you through the airport? But more than that, it's, okay, they're going to do this. They're going to do this. They're going to do this. So when they're getting off the plane, like when I got off the plane, I was freaking out a little bit. I get a little, you know, anxious a bit more. And so having an understanding of what to expect as the process comes off, like you're going to get your temperature taken, you're going to need your QR code, then you're going to get in line, and then you're going to have your paperwork and print stuff out. They all said it really helped them mentally get through and made it so much easier as well. So the tips are available on our website, tomtezak.com, under additional information and the blog. So you got to search it a little bit.
The last tab where it says about,
and then it'll say the blog, and then blog.
And I'm going to leave, but thanks guys. I just wanted to pop in for a bit. Bye.
Great. All right. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, that's really cool that, you know, you're able to share firsthand experience too. And another thing I think we wanted to talk about too is just the number of cases. There hasn't been, I think the last update there was 0 new cases on Maui. So I think they're doing a good job.
Would you say like 30 active cases, which is pretty minimal for 130,000 person population?
There was the other stat too with the post-arrival people.
Yeah, that was 10 positive. I think it was 10 positive out of the 11,000 post-arrival, which is pretty minimal as well. So, you know, again, it's this balancing act of economy versus safety and everything else. You know, and COVID is real. It's just, I mean, I've always been frustrated, but it is real, and I never wanted to impress that. I mean, a really good friend of mine passed away from COVID last week, and it's like, wow, it sucks. If you don't feel good, go to the doctor. And that was probably one of the challenges that with my friend, he just was, you know, he just didn't go, and then it was too late. So by all means, if you feel like crap, don't risk it. It's not worth it. So what's opening up? Hey, you had pulled up the list of things that were open, and that, can you sort of give everybody a review? Because I think right now we're still not seeing a heavy push in the Wailea market and the Kihei market with new buyers, because the condos are open, but the hotels haven't been open, and they're just starting like the first of this month, I think we'll start to see more action in that regards too.
Right, definitely. So the Hotel Wailea has been open since October 15th. So that was the first one that opened. Fairmont, Andaz, and Wailea Beach Resort opened on November 1st. I know the Fairmont is. The other ones I have to double check, but this is done about 4 days ago. So
yeah, I'm sure that's probably accurate because
Four Seasons opens on November 20th. Grand Wailea opens on November 15th. So they're all opening. I was going to mention too, there's a few restaurants that are opening because of the surge and stuff like that. Threes just reopened. Haven't gone there yet, but I'm excited about that. They've been out for a little bit, but it's good to see that the restaurant owners are feeling comfortable to open, more options. And Threes, Manoli's actually just opened to last night.
They did. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's my favorite outdoor bar to go and just hang out, is Manoli's.
Cool. Yeah, it's got such a cool atmosphere.
That's a good vibe.
Yeah. And then as far as fine dining too, it says Nick's Fish Market in the Kealani is opening or has opened on November 1st. Ko is opening supposedly on November 5th. Morimoto is, I guess, opened on November 1st. So yeah, so a lot more options here, and it's been great. I mean, just to see businesses doing a little better. So I mean,
Longies is open. Yeah, Longies. I heard Pint and Cork was getting ready to open. I don't know the dates or times on that, but but Longies in the mall is open. There's really Ruth's. I haven't heard anything about. Tommy's I haven't heard anything about, but I'm sure that they'll all be following suit.
Lineage was great. I went there recently, and they revamped the menu. So it used to be Chef Sheldon,
right,
Top Chef originally. I think he moved on, and it's a new woman chef, head chef. I forget her name, but it was unbelievable. We went, and it's a new menu, and it's kind of like local, but like elevated and stuff like that. So
really,
it was really cool. So
I'll go try it.
Yeah, check that out.
Lineage with Chef Sheldon was interesting. I'm a little bit of a picky guy when it comes to food, and I went there. I went there a lot of it. And I went there the first time, and it was like, oh man, this is really weird. But I was able to pick some things, and it was all really good. So I was pretty stoked that I liked. So I'm excited to try something new. And then there was a new restaurant that just reopened, Wailea Kitchen. That was where Joe's used to be, and
right above the tennis court.
So there's another option there. And then Fabiani's in Kihei has been open. I've been going there because it's right down the street from where I live, and they've been doing good. I mean, they're pretty busy. I was there one night when it was just packed. They had a special event going on. It's like, holy smokes, what's happening? So I think people are finding the places that are open. Maui Bruco is another place. We were there the other night. We did a video, the coolest video shoot, Jordan. I don't even know I told you about it, but we did a video shoot on our new McKenna listing and hired 5 actors. We had a shot from sunrise to sunset. And so as soon as that comes out, I'll share a link with it. It's probably going to be another week or 10 days. But it was so much fun to really explore the lifestyle style video and show this house. It's 7,000 square feet, 3-car garage. So it's a big house. And
is it similar? Sorry to interrupt, but is it
storyline
yeah, because I remember that one that you had when I first started with you. 6-7 years ago, but that was kind of cutting edge because you did a story on that Secret Beach listing, and I just thought that was the coolest thing. So it's kind of similar to that.
Same thing. So we have a whole storyline where it's a family living in the house, and it shows the whole house. It shows almost a whole house, but there's a story of the family living there, and it's sort of like post-COVID family. It's like teaching school and enjoying the beach and sunset and running on the beach for wake up time, when the dad gets it. So it's a really cool, and it finishes. There's a couple really funny parts in it. I think they're going to be funny. So just to try.
We need to play it here when it's.
Yeah, it'll only be 2 or 3 minutes long, so we can definitely put it up there next week or the week after when we get it done. So, but it's a gorgeous house, $11 million, and it's just one of the most beautiful houses as far as fit and finish goes. So, anyways. So yeah, so we're also just listed a new, really a great unit in Haleakala Shores, which is right across the street from Cam 3 Beach. 2-bedroom, vaulted ceilings, obviously top floor, covered parking, vacation rentable. But this unit really hasn't been in a rental. It was 3 couples owned it as partners, and they just used it for themselves and friends. But it's all beautifully renovated. And one of the owners was handicapped in a wheelchair. So when they bought it, they came in and they made it handicap friendly, which is a really cool thing. If you're looking for, think about it. There's not, people that come to the islands, even when they want to rent, if they wanted a condo, there's not a lot of them that are truly handicap friendly. I mean, this one has literally a roll-in shower for wheelchair and everything else. So, and beautiful finishes. And we're bringing that to the market yesterday for $650,000 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit across the street from the beach. So really a great property. And, so we got that, and then brought a Kaimalu unit to the market. We had it on the market a while back, and it was the owners came in and completely, or the kids of the owners came in and completely cleared out a lot of furnishings, did some painting, changed some things out, and I just put that back on the market for $1,599,000, and that's a really cool unit too. So great views, great yard for a townhouse.
Which where in Kaimalu is it? Is it on?
So it backs up to the second hole, right over the green on the golf course. So it should be like the last street if you're familiar with Kaimalu, and you literally drive through the middle of the complex from the entry gate, and you would
turn up.
You would literally run right.
Okay, I remember. I remember that.
Unit.
Such a great area because you have that great open feel off to your left. You're not in the middle of the complex.
Well, yeah, it's all your whole backyard is you're looking right over the golf course, and to the right from your lanais, you look to the ocean and have a really beautiful ocean view, and then to the left, you look right up Haleakala. So the views are pretty spectacular from the back of the unit.
Nice.
So, yeah. So the other thing, we were talking about the 10 tips. I'm going to switch around here. Our Canadian owners, our Canadian tourists, they're struggling still. I got a call from one of Jordan's clients who said, "Hey, your tips were great, but I live in Canada and I can't get the test." So a couple things, and when I was talking to her and a couple of other Canadian clients, one of the solutions is they can fly to the U.S. to, like, a couple of them are flying. One saying they're going to fly to Vegas. Somebody else flew to San Francisco, and somebody else flew to Seattle. So the 3 people. And they lay over there for a day or 2 days or 3 days, and then they'll get their tests. And once they get their tests, then they'll jump on a plane and they'll come to Maui, and that's no problem. You can get here without a results to your test. They'll just force you to quarantine, and then once. But then the challenge for the Canadians is that when they come back to Canada, that they have to quarantine because they've been in the U.S. and they have to quarantine in Canada. But I just got a message from one of our other clients that I've been talking to, who lives in my neighborhood, that said in Alberta they're now doing a test pilot program where you can test just like you test to come into Maui or Hawaii. You can test coming back into Alberta, and if you test negative, they'll let you not quarantine. So everybody's figuring it out. It's a process, and everybody wants to err to the side of safety. I get it, but they also, as we said earlier, need to keep the economy moving. So we're excited to see that.
They're starting to. What was it? Japan is the first international travelers that are allowed here. I think that on the 6th they're going to be able to come here, obviously with testing and all that. So
right, and Canada will be the next country that, from what I understood and what I saw. So Japan's going to be able to get here, and then Canada, they're working on a protocol for them and getting trusted test providers. But I can understand it. It's a lot of work, man. There's so much detail that they have to go through. It's like let's take care of the U.S. Then let's get Japan, because they went to Japan next because Japan had a very low incidence rate. So they said this is probably a safer bet. And now once they do that, then they get the system in the process and working out. Then they're going to open up to Canada so that they can come direct in. And
it's nice to finally say positive things about.
Yeah,
for the longest time, I feel like this is the way they're doing it now is really prudent.
with a plan. And that's, I think, we were throwing everybody under the bus. No, not we. I was throwing everybody under the bus for the longest time. And you know what I realize is we just needed some answers. We just needed a plan. And it's so nice that, like, I agree with you. We have a plan now, and now we can see the light at the end of the tunnel instead of this just being in the dark and not knowing what's going on. So, and I think, honestly, with the election being over now, there's all of this rhetoric about doing it right, doing it wrong. I think that's going to be gone. It's because it's no longer a political football, and we're just going to figure out what do we need to do. And I think that's I've been waiting for this day for months, because I've always felt that politics gets in the way of emotions, and they use it as a tool, and that sort of sucks. Anyway, but I don't know. That's all. We covered a lot of ground today. 20 minutes.
I think we did.
So,
good job.
Any last words? Any other listings you want to chat about before we bail?
Still have my Grand Champions lock off unit. So those are the coolest units that you can lock off one side and rent both out. And there's a divider right in the middle with 2 separate entrances. Unit 40 listed for $850, and that's been getting a ton of activity. And then Kihei D108 is listed for $497. Great vacation rentable, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, remodel, beautiful remodel, right across Cam 2. So yeah, I mean, if anybody out there has any questions on those listings or any other listings, feel free to reach out to both Tom and I. Tom, where can they reach you at?
Thanks, Jordan. You can always get me on my cell phone, 808-280-2055, text or call. I love either one of them, or email me, tom@tomtzack.com. And Jordan?
Yep, my number is 808-264-4123. My email is my name right there. At gmail.com.
The screens are full, huh?
Oh, okay. Well,
anyway, I'm sorry. jordankamikawa@gmail.com. I'll help you with that.
Thanks. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. I think we covered a lot, and we'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place, huh?
Yep.
Here, guys.
Aloha.